Today we're putting on the test PALWORLD vs Pokemon Go. I am gonna showcase a team inspired by PALWORLD into Ultra League of Go Battle League. We will use Grisbolt, which is translated to Electrivire for Pokemon Go up in front. Fenclope, which is the main equivalent of Cobalion in Pokemon Go as our closer, and Yormuntide, as known as Gyarados in the Pokemon Go Argo, as our safe switch. Yes trainers, today we're playing PAL Go in Ultra League and let's see now how many we can win. PAL Go has started on this video, let's see the battles now, and we're having the amazing Grisbolt up in front. This Pokemon is absolutely insane on the damage output, but defensively not so much. So we get kind of a positive lead here against the Golisopod, and right after we will try to catch effectively the Brutal Swing on our Fenclope. So I'm gonna call the Pokemon names with their PALWORLD names because it is more fun and more into the theme. Anyways, right after we managed to finish them off with that final Sacred Sword, and Fenclope here is gonna get that very short victory. Let's see how well we can do though, because Golisopod is returning and we can reach to the Stone Edge for the massive damage output, super effective with the nuke on that back type. Now Gyarados is gonna return into the battle as known as Yormuntide. I'm never gonna get used to that name, and of course Wild Charge is gonna be our main priority against that Weezing. We managed to get it through the shields, and now the Ice Punch will be blocked, which is absolutely great for us. At this point I believe we can survive one Brutal Swing. My calculations were exactly on point. I thought we could survive with a little bit of extra HP, but it doesn't matter at all. Grisbolt still delivers the finishing blow over here with those shields down, and at this point we're just gonna destroy them down with that Aqua Tail. Down goes the Weezing, and of course right after Golisopod has nothing to throw against Yormuntide, and they will eventually back out into the next battle now after that very cool first victory into a Pidgeot lead. This Pokemon is no match at all for our Grisbolt. Okay, pretty much whatever they throw is gonna be resisted, while a simple Wild Charge will absolutely do the trick. Grisbolt is a Pokemon that you can definitely rely on offensively, but defensively not so much, and you're gonna see in a while why. Let's see now what we have going on here, because we throw the Wild Charge, able to drop them at a point that one crunch can seal the deal up against them, and because they sealed it I want to do exactly the same to maintain that very good lead that we have. Aqua Tail now from Yormuntide into Cresselia, and they make the wise choice to take the move, because now not only they can survive the following Aqua Tail, but at the same time they can farm up a ton of energy. Obstagoon is gonna be at the back for our Fenclope, and those double kicks in combination with the Sacred Sword are just gonna dominate this individual matchup, so they will eventually back out because they got severely hard countered. Drapion now for the next battle, and we're just gonna go straight for the Wild Charge here, because most Drapions are expecting you to cut, so they will always overfarm. It doesn't matter, we're still gonna clear the debuff right after we throw the Wild Charge, and Gyarados is gonna be our main priority on the safe sweet spot. Right before they reach here to the Shadow Ball, I will press my crunch for massive damage on the end, and of course we managed to get the debuff as well, which is pretty great. Now our Electivire will go into the battle, and after we respect the damage here from the Surf, we're just gonna take it as well. We're gonna be on a very good spot, because a double Ice Punch, if they want to block, is gonna be absolutely fatal for them. Instead they will go down, and right after we have the Wild Charge for whatever is gonna follow. Down goes that Drapion, and then right now we're gonna have the upper hand kinda with our Cobalion, because those Sacred Swords are gonna be extremely clutch for the finish off against this Crafty. However, as I'm seeing this battle right now, I believe we do not stand on the high ground, because oh my goodness, they are doing so much damage after that first couple of attack boosts, and yeah trainers, we are absolutely gonna lose this one, because my opponent here is just gonna dominate, relying completely on the Scrafty on the end game. Well played to my opponent, and now we're just gonna get into the next battle with with a Tapu Fini up against us. I believe that Griswold is still gonna do a lot of work here, so they will eventually switch out to Giratina, and what we have on this team is a very good team around that Giratina as a total coverage, because we might be having some wins or losses, but everything is gonna be soft, so with a little bit of synergy even Giratina can easily be dealt with. Your Moontide here is gonna deal so much damage on the Giratina at a point that we're not gonna spend even a shield, and now Cobalion can return into the battle for the first time, actually not even return, emerge I could say, to farm down with the remaining double kicks. Now Tapu Fini returns into the battle and Stone Edge will connect for a little bit of extra damage. I'm gonna go here for the bait and my Ice Punch with Griswold. Wild Charge now on the next Pokemon, which happens to be the Sandslash. What a crazy amount of pressuring that is, and another Wild Charge to grab the shield out of play. I'm pretty sure that with all those debuffs, even if they go for the Undercharge, we're just gonna faint. So now Fenglobe will go into the battle for the final time to grab that knockout against Sandslash, and right after, by completely shielding whatever they throw with Tapu Fini, Fenglobe will be on a very good spot to destroy down the remaining HP that they have with the Stone Edge and a couple more of double kicks. We need to go ahead and seal the final move as well, and right after, one more double kick later, we're just gonna take this victory. Into the next battle now with the Grid and Happy front. This Pokemon is very troublesome because of how spammy it can be, and spammy bulky Pokemon are always a troublesome scenario for all of those glass cannons out there. So we got two of those on our team, one being the Electivire and the other the Gyarados, and with that in mind only Cobalion can eventually finish off Grident. So what I want to do here is to go ahead, tank at least a Body Slam on my Electivire, try to charge up as much as I can, at least a Wild Charge worth of energy, and then switch out to my Gyarados. I want to finish off Grident with a little bit of synergy or making them switch out so that in the end game Fenglobe can have the upper hand typing wise. So this is the main plan, and right after we're meeting up with a Giratina, so those double Ice Punches from our Griswold over here are gonna be exactly clutch. I'm just gonna block here because I'm feeling that I can reach to another move before going down, so this next Ice Punch will most likely not seal the deal, but still gonna put them extremely low. All I have to do at this point is to rely on my final shield and Fenglobe, which comes into the battle to guarantee the knockout with a simple Stone Edge. At the very end, they end up having a Steelix, so they were ABA weak to my Fenglobe over here, and of course the double Sacred Sword is gonna do so much damage, putting the Steelix on the red. Let's see how this is gonna end, because they have the Psychic Fangs, and of course the farm down is imminent at this point. I know that this is not gonna be an Earthquake at all, just another Psychic Fangs able to completely farm down. All we have to do at this point is to go for those Sacred Swords and guarantee the win, but for some reason I will mess up. Let's see what I mean here, because Fenglobe is just gonna be having the upper hand no matter what, able to get here to the Stone Edge. They block, and for some reason I let that go through. I had the debuffs, even the Draco Claw could be kinda bad for us, but it doesn't matter, it is what it is on the end game. Palworld is not gonna be enough for Ultra League on this battle. Into the next one now, and we're facing Drifblim, who is kind of a famous trainer, at least on X Twitter, and yeah, this is looking like a very spicy battle between us. So they're having the Drampa, which is a new Pokemon for the Ultra League format, Staraptor on its shadow form, and now Alcatel will just do a lot of damage on their end. I'm pretty sure we can farm down before they reach the close combat at least, and now with Drampa returning into the battle, those Ice Punches can be kinda clutch on that Dragon typing. What I want to do here is to rely on that final double kick from my Cobalion at some point, so here it it is, able to snipe it down, and now Charizard is at the back. What we want to do at this point is to go ahead, throw the Stone Edge, grab the shield, and right after we have already made this victory ours, because Electivire will return into the battle. Wild Charge is already wild charged up, and we can grab the victory with some back-to-back nukes against a very skillful trainer with a very spicy team. Grinder now, once again, this Pokemon is so troublesome with the spammingness that it has, and I will try to catch here a move, but of course I could avoid just that, because with a little bit of synergy, if I could take a little bit of damage on my Electivire, perhaps things could have been much differently for this one. Anyways, I'm just gonna go for the crunch here, trying to apply the debuff, but to be fair, Aqua Tail could still do the work, doesn't matter. Body Slam now on my Gyarados and the Aqua Tail, but this time on the Giratina. I'm not sure that if I even saw the switch here I could go for the crunch, so I'm just glad that I still threw at least a move on that Pokemon. Now Ice Punch is gonna deal a lot of damage, super effective on the Giratina, and I know that since this is not a Shadow Force or anything, this is the move on Giratina that only I am running, we're just gonna be able to tank at least one. So the second one though needs to be blocked because we're super glassy, and of course we are just gonna go for the Ice Punch for more pressure on their side. They want to try and catch though on the Steelix, we know better. Now we will bank all that energy, and of course Fanglobe will come into the battle with those Sacred Swords. We saw the outcome before, and let's see how well we can do once again, because before we lost, can we win this time? Since Psychic Fangs now is gonna deal so much damage over time on our Fanglobe, but to be fair, even that so much damage, this is Ultra League after all, we can still survive it even with those debuffs. Down they go to a single Sacred Sword at some point of the battle, Grident returns, and of course we can survive the following moves. Giratina comes into the battle, what a crazy catch that was. I'm just gonna switch out now to my Electivire, as known as Grisbolt, and Ice Punch will almost knock out that Giratina. Able to reach now to the Wild Charge to finally grab the victory for this really sweaty battle, and Palworld will beat Pokemon Go on this one. And that is gonna be the end of the weird battle between Palworld and Pokemon Go. Who do you think won? Write down in the comment section. That was a very spicy video for all of you trainers, so thank you for watching till the end. That was an exciting one to create. Before you go, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new to my content, and over here I have 2 more serious videos for you to check out, and since you do, well, we're gonna see each other into the next one.